the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Welcome to the Get Your Happy On Hour. I'm your host, Ricky C. Simmons. This is 93.7 The Ticket. Man, I got to give a big shout out to Matt Warner, Empire Fencing out there in Waverly, Nebraska. Y'all always show me love. I appreciate that. It's not taken for granted. I just have a little subject that I got to get off my chest tonight. So before we get to my guest, I want to share something with you guys. Everybody knows that I'm very repetitive when it comes to being positive. That's just my thing, you know. And I get a lot of social media personal messages. You know, man, how can you be positive all the time with all this adversity going on? Well, let me give you a secret. I do see the adversity. I do understand that. But I choose to focus on the positive because for selfish reasons. The positive make me feel better. I think it's just a good way to be. Helps me deal with life on a daily basis. So that's my logic. That's my reasoning. So for those of you that don't understand why I'm so positive, now you know my secret. It's my personal choice. You know, I got a guest, and I had a chance to visit with her a little bit before the show, because I really don't know my guest tonight, but I know one thing. We're going to learn about her tonight together. Marcy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Ricky. It's a pleasure.
Well, see, Marcy, let me tell y'all a little something about what I learned just in talking to her before the show. Marcy doesn't like to talk about herself. I figured that part out. She's very humble. I love that part because I think humility is very, very important. But we're going to make Marcy talk tonight. She just ain't going to get away clean with these one-word answers. I done told her, no one-word answers. So y'all listen up. We're going to learn about Marcy. And you know what? We're going to learn about her business too. And I think a lot of you guys would be wise to pay attention because I got a new spot I can go to now. Get my sweet soul down. Marcy, where you from?
So, Ricky, I'm from Alabama.
Alabama? Where about in Alabama you from?
Small town called Demopolis.
What's the population in that town? When you were growing up?
When I was growing up, probably about 5,000.
5,000? That's a small town.
Yeah. It may be 5,000 to 8,000. I'm not sure.
Wow, that's like a neighborhood.
Yeah.
So growing up, do you have any brothers and sisters?
I do. I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters.
4 sisters. Okay. And where you fall in there?
I'm the youngest.
Oh man,
I'm the youngest.
You the boss then, huh?
Yes, and they will all tell you that.
Okay. Now, growing up,
At least my brothers will.
Oh, your brothers, not your sister.
No.
Okay. Now, growing up in this small town, what was Marcy into?
Well, Marcy was always into entrepreneurship. I learned from my dad and my mom. They had several jobs, and I kind of, I cooked, I babysat, I worked, I mowed yards for extra cash. My dad bartered with our local piano teacher so that I could take piano lessons.
Oh, okay. So you got some skills on the keyboard?
Not. I'm very rusty, I'll say, because I haven't played in many, many years. So
okay. So in other words, you're not going to do a concert no time soon.
no,
Oh, okay.
no concert. So I played music. I did a number of things. I even modeled for a boutique in my hometown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I modeled for, I want to say 2 or 3 years for this boutique called Stella's Fashion.
Ah, so you just man, you're a hustler.
Yeah.
Okay, a legal hustler, y'all. Let's clarify that. There's legal hustler. There's different kind of hustlers. There's illegal and legal. You were a legal hustler.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you said you grew up in this small town. Opportunities must have been kind of short because right after high school, you done something that a lot of people are, including myself, was a little afraid to do.
So I joined the Navy, and I joined the Navy because I wanted to travel the world. I'd been to bigger cities, visiting family members. When people say they're going to move to Georgia or they're moving to Atlanta from my hometown, I'm like, I lived there, spring break, Christmas holidays, and summer. So I spent actual time in Atlanta. So it was like I was very familiar with the MARTA. Because that was how I got around town. if you're from Georgia and if you're from Atlanta area, if you didn't ride the MARTA, you don't really know what's going on. So I rode the MARTA.
So it's a public transportation.
Yes. That was the first and only public transportation that I rode for my childhood. Yeah.
Wow. So now you said you joined the military.
Mm-hmm.
You said the Navy, right?
Yep.
And you did that so you could travel the world.
Yes.
Now, can you share with us some of the places that you got to visit while in the military?
Sure. So my first duty, well, let me start with October 1994. I went to NTC Great Lakes, Naval Training Command, Great Lakes. That's where I went to boot camp and graduated from aviation school. So I'm a certified aircraft mechanic.
Okay.
My first official duty station was Naval Air Station Jacksonville. So that's where I started working on my actual helicopters. I worked on anti-submarine helicopters.
Man.
H-3s and H-60s. So, and I launched and recovered helicopters.
Now, you're speaking to a person that don't know nothing about nothing you just said. I mean, it sounds impressive to me, but man, wait a minute. You said something about you was working on helicopters and stuff on ships?
I never made it to a ship.
Oh.
Not assigned to a ship. Let's just put it that way. I made it to ships, but I was never assigned to a ship.
Okay.
So Jacksonville, Florida, let's see, Norfolk, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Mayport, Florida, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and Oberammergau, Germany.
See, I gotta say this.
But during that time, I was working for NATO during the latter half of my military career.
See, I got a homegirl named Carla. I hope she's listening tonight because y'all sound just like talking about all these places, these Germanys and all this. Now, I'm gonna show y'all my lack of knowledge when I say this, but that's okay. Y'all can laugh at me if you want. But Carla had asked me to come to Germany once when she was there. And my excuse was I thought I was going to get taken advantage of on the money exchange. I thought if I give them $100, they may give me $40 in their money. So that was the excuse I used not to go to jail. I have a passport. Excuse me. I have a passport, but I've always been afraid to go outside the country. So I think as far as I ever been from, and this is still in the States, is Hawaii. I went to Hawaii a couple of times, but when you start talking about places like Germany and all those other places, now I have a lot of high school friends that went into the military, and one that comes to mind right now is a guy named Mark Anthony Johnson. He went to Germany, and he won't come back. So I guess Germany it treated him well.
Yeah, the Germans are nice.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I'm saying. I hear what y'all saying, but I think I'm gonna just take your word for it.
Just go ahead and get your passport stamped. Go out of the country. Just go ahead and do it. It's fun. It's a different experience, and you can exchange your money in the airport. They have a currency area in the airport.
Marcy, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just met you, so I can't lie to you. It sounds good. Excuse me, but I don't see it happening right now. I'm gonna take your word for it, though. You say it's nice. If you say it's nice, I'm gonna take your word for it. But I like watching stuff like that on movies. You know, I watch all these different movies where they're overseas, and that's my travel. But I do it from right here.
Okay.
But no, Marcy. So you did. I think you said you did over about 10 years.
Yes.
Total.
Yes.
So all these places that you were going to visit and stationed at, what was it? I mean, what was it like? Was most of that time spent abroad?
About half of it.
About half of it.
Yeah.
So when you were over there, now I remember you saying you were a mechanic.
Yes, I was an aircraft mechanic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't fix nothing. But anyway, I mean, I'm impressed because I would have never thought you would have chose that. What made you choose that?
It was what was available at the moment, and I scored high enough on the ASVAB to fix things, so they let me go. And I wanted to get out of my parents' house.
See, she's talking over my head, y'all, but that's okay. I'm hanging with her, though. She's way over my head right now, but that's okay. That's all right, Marcy. I'm getting educated tonight. I also want to know this. Now, boot camp. See, that's what scared me away from the military right there. I heard boot camp. I heard some horror stories, man. Boot camp, was it really that bad? Tell the truth.
No, I grew up in a Black household with strict parents, so no.
So boot camp.
boot camp was a cakewalk. The only difference was I had to exercise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
had certain times, and it wasn't, even when I was growing up, I didn't necessarily have certain times to eat, but I had to eat what was available. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So boot camp, the stories I heard, they might not be true. But I heard some terrible things, man. They have you doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, well, you sound like it didn't bother you very much.
It didn't.
Why is that? Because you grew up in a strict household?
It's because I grew up in a strict household.
So wait a minute. When you say strict household, now I grew up in a household where my mom, she could handle her business when it came to you getting out of line. I went and got plenty of switches. I know they don't do that no more, but
yeah, I got those too.
So you're from Alabama, so you know about some switches there.
Yeah, the ones that you had to plait up and everything.
Oh man, don't even mention it. I start having flashbacks. I mean, I want everybody out here to listen. I know that this is not something that we do currently. I get it. But let me relive some stuff for y'all, for you youngsters out there that don't know anything about switches. I think the worst part of switches for me was the fact that I had to go get them.
Yes.
Did you ever have to go get yours?
Yes. I started out getting the smallest one, and then I was sent back to get more, and then they were braided. And I think this to this day still traumatizes me from what my mom used to tell me. I thought I got off the hook one time when I said I didn't want to go somewhere for her. And she said, "Oh, don't worry about it, baby. You don't have to go. I'll go for you. Come on back." Oh my God.
Was that a trap?
It was. It was. So don't do it. I'll do it for you. No, never mind. I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
And I knew that from that point.
Well, you know, the funny, and for those of y'all that don't know what we're talking about, I know this is probably going to catch a lot of y'all off guard, but there was once upon a time, there was this thing we grew up calling it discipline. I think they called it child abuse now.
Yeah.
But it was called discipline, you know, and I got my share of discipline. You know, I earned it. A few times I tried to avoid it, but I can remember one time where I done something, and my dad, he wasn't real big on whooping. I think he was too physical for that. So he would always say, you know, tell your mom I said to handle her business, but he wouldn't use those words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he used a different choice of words. But you know, you walk in there and mom, dad said, "Tear my behind up." And she would be like, "Okay, baby, just go outside and get me a switch." And man, I'd be out there for like 30 minutes. And I come back in like you with a little old small one. And she'd be, "Oh, baby, I can't do anything with that. And I'll go get it." Oh my goodness. She come back, man, when you're like
She sounded really sweet.
Oh, she was a sweet lady, but man, she swung a mean switch. And when she showed back up, it's like when you 6, it's like she got a half a tree in her hand. I'm like, "Mama, what are you gonna do with that?" So a couple of times I tried to run. And that's when I found out that my mom had more speed than me. So yeah, discipline.
Yeah. So my mom was in her 40s when she had me, so she did not run.
Mm-hmm.
My brothers have come. They've knocked at death's door, and I'm going to say this because my brother that just was installed tonight at his church. He's the one that actually probably saw God because my mom was so strict and she knocked him down. He's 6'9" and she knocked him down.
Wow.
But I don't think he was that tall at that point. But you know,
Yeah.
his teenage years, he's probably looked at God a few times. But
Explain to them what looked at God.
Well, she's knocked the breath out of him. I mean, she had to be tough on her boys, so and I get it. But
Right.
With me, she wasn't as physical because she was in her 40s when she had me, so I was the oops baby. She ended up throwing things, and I don't know if you are familiar with how cartoons with when they throw something, the physical items stop midair.
Yeah.
Like she threw a ketchup bottle down the hall, and I peeped around, and it hit me after I peeped back around the corner, and I'm like, I feel like it stopped midair because there was no way that ketchup bottle was supposed to hit me. But I mouthed off something, and she was on the phone, and there were no cordless phones at that time. People, there were no cordless phones. There were corded phones, and you could only go so far. And she was still talking on the phone, and she just threw. She had a really good, strong arm. She threw something down the hall, and she threw a shoe, bottles, whatever, down the hall. And I was a smart mouth, so she threw it down the hall, and
it caught you,
and it caught me.
Hey, well, you know, I just want everybody to know that there was a time where discipline was it wasn't a crime.
No.
Yeah, I mean. Matter of fact, I think my mom used this line. You probably heard it too if you grew up in Alabama. "Stop crying before I give you a reason to cry."
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yep.
we
all heard it.
Yeah. Well, that's our history lesson on discipline. Now, when you got out of the military, you had said something about where did you go immediately after you got out?
Okay, so I've been out for 20 years.
Okay.
Actually, August will be 20 years. Oh my gosh. So 2005. I worked in Tuscaloosa. I was in Tuscaloosa. I was a property manager at Tuscaloosa Housing Authority.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was doing that for a while. I worked there for probably about 8 years, and I managed properties, low income properties, Section 8 housing. I issued Section 8 vouchers. I did all of those things and did inspections and whatnot.
So you saw some people that was really having a difficult time.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what it sounds like.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm familiar with those terms. You know, when you left after you got done with that, somehow and don't, if I get out of line here, you correct me, but I think you left there and come to McCook.
Well, before I went to McCook, I spent a few months down in Macon, Georgia,
Macon, Georgia.
and then ended up in McCook. So my ex-husband's a robotic engineer. So
I mean,
he was recruited, and which meant we were all recruited to move to Nebraska.
so you went from Alabama to McCook.
Yes.
That's right. And how long were you in McCook?
6 years.
6 years.
Yes.
And I see that we both had a experience at a place in McCook called Work Ethic Camp.
Yes.
Man, let me tell y'all something about Work Ethic Camp. How many of y'all know anything about Work Ethic Camp? Let me enlighten you. Work Ethic Camp was the last place that I was actually incarcerated. I think it was a 6-month program, but if you don't get in any trouble and you accomplish everything, you can get out in 5. And that was my mission. I got out of there December 12th of 2009. And at that point, the criminal justice system has been a part of my past, other than when I go to speak. I I learned my lesson. I got tired of the consequences. But, you know, and I hate to say this, but you had one of those jobs down there where you wasn't an inmate.
No, I wasn't. I was a I was a corrections officer.
See that, man? I knew I was going somewhere with this.
So I was a corrections officer there, and I was only there for a few months. I worked most of the time. I was on the yard, so I got a chance to meet a lot of different inmates. And I think the only rough time I really had there was when I had to work a double shift, or when an inmate stole my pen.
Stole your pen?
Yeah, they were selling my pen for canteen.
Ah.
So I had these little special pens that I liked, and they used to steal my pen. But they come and line up for a pat down, and knowing that I was going to write their names down and write down the last 4 of their number on my little notepad so I could turn it in at the end of the shift. And as soon as I put my pen down, somebody would take it. They would let me get through the entire pat down, and then they would sell my pen for canteen. And it would ruin the rest of my shift, but
man, inmates, man, they just never change. You know, I think it's not funny, but I understand, especially if you're down there, if you've been in that situation and you didn't have a lot, you did what you had to do.
yes. I know there was a guy that used to sell canteen. He had an exchange. I witnessed people making their prison burritos.
Yeah, man. Now,
Yeah.
wait a minute now. You talking my language now. Because I personally, I love those, because I wasn't always a big fan of what they were serving.
Right.
So,
And that's a lot of times what they would do is take a number of things that they've
Yeah.
gotten from the galley
yeah,
and bring them back to their room.
we call them spreads.
Yeah. So I saw cheese, whipped cheese, hot Cheetos, ramen.
Yep.
I some type of canned meat. I can't remember, in the meat in the packet. There was just a number of things that went into it. It
Yeah.
was a conglomeration of things. So
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, but hey, you did what you had to do in there because some of those meals were a little tough in the cafeteria. They were a little tough.
yeah, I can imagine. I mean, it was slim pickings there.
So you say you was only there for what?
I was there for about, I would say I was there for probably about less than 4 months. What I ended up doing, the military had this program called, oh gosh, it was a special program for vets to go back to school.
Oh, okay.
So I decided to go into a nursing program at McCook Community College.
Oh, okay.
So
So-
I was like, okay, so I can. It was called VRAP, Veterans Retraining Assistance Program. So I'd already had some college credits from Stillman College. I went there for business and a couple of other schools. And I was like, well, they have a nursing program there, and I could probably travel with the nursing program or just do something with that program at the college. So I needed to take some additional classes some prerequisites in order to get into the nursing program.
So you became a nurse?
No, no, not at all.
Okay.
I was like, they're paying X number of dollars and they're paying tuition, and they're buying my books and a computer. So let me just go ahead and take advantage of this.
Gotcha.
So I did, and I went from the prerequisites, the RN program was completely full, so I went into the LPN program. And right around the time that I was doing clinicals, I kind of crashed out. I was like, I don't think I can make it.
I got you.
So I became a CNA and a med aid, but I was already a certified med aid from the work ethic camp because we had to administer medicines anyway.
Right.
So I kind of did both of those for a little bit before I moved to Lincoln.
Okay, well, look, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Marcy. We got a whole lot more. Don't y'all go anywhere. This is 93.7 The Ticket to get you happy on hour. Be right back.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Out here on Nebraska's calm, welcoming waters, fishing is a breeze. It's the sweet spot where solo anglers find quiet before the catch, families reel in memories, and first-timers discover what makes fishing so special. From the Panhandle to the Platte, the best fishing happens here, beneath Nebraska skies. Get started at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park, and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Welcome to. Hey, we back. Hey, Bach. Hey,
there.
Anybody checking us out, man?
Yeah, Kim Kelly says, do it, Ricky.
What? That's my business partner, man. Kim Kelly, she making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, because she'll definitely tell me about myself. I give her that. But I appreciate everything she does, and she really, really is a big part of what I'm doing. So thank you, Kim Kelly. It means a lot to me. Keep doing big things. You know how we get down. Hey, you said something about nursing wasn't really working out for you.
Nope, it didn't.
Okay. So, and I'm trying to get my facts right here. So you was in McCook, and all of a sudden something, if I understand correctly, something that wasn't pleasant happened.
Yes. So I'm a domestic violence survivor, and I moved. I worked a number of jobs, but then when I finally realized what was going on with me personally, I left. So I left 2 weeks before I was supposed to close on a brand new house that we just built. Moved to Lincoln in July of 2015. So I've been here ever since.
Okay, so you've been here
almost 10 years.
10 years. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now, when you came to Lincoln, what was the next? I mean, you just started working, or?
Well, so I worked for the state. I did a number of things. Then I decided to go back to school. After I left school, I went to Southeast Community College. I went to Doane. I graduated from both. Matter of fact, I was crazy enough to do Doane and Southeast Community College at the same time, and
oh man,
ending one and starting the other one. So I did that, and once I graduated in 2018. On my list of things that I was going to do, I went ahead and I applied for the federal government. I ended up getting a job with the federal government in 2018. I worked for the Department of Veterans Affairs. I worked for Immigration. I worked for the Department of Veterans Affairs again. And then I decided 3 years ago to leave my job completely, to focus mainly on my business. I started my business in October 2020, part-time, but it had grown to the point of me deciding that I needed to just go ahead and do it full-time.
Now, you walked away from a government job.
Yeah.
I'm trying to recapping here. You walked away from a government job with, I'm sure it came with some benefits and all
It
that.
did come with benefits. I just did a deferred retirement. So I'm technically retired from the government. But yeah.
You started a business, and I want y'all to listen up right now because we're going to get to the real. What kind of business did you start?
So my business is called Sweet Things by Marcy. It's called Sweet Things because that I sell desserts, but I also sell other things, and I've been dipping my toe into the catering world as well. So
Man, what kind of items you got over there, man?
so I sell banana pudding,
What?
hummingbird cake, Kentucky butter cake, peach cobbler. Gosh, I'm trying to think of all the other stuff I have. I have chicken salad that I make from scratch every week. I make I just came up with this new thing that I'm launching this week called the Southern Fare, which is chicken salad, pimento cheese. All of this is made from scratch, grape salad, and pasta salad.
Man, did y'all hear that? You got a website?
I do. It's www.sweetthingsbymarcy.com. And Marcy is spelled with a Y, not an I, not an IE, but the Y.
Spell it out for us then.
Okay. Sweet Things by Marcy. Sweet Things by MARCY.com.
There you go. So now y'all ain't got no excuse.
And I'm located downtown at 1413 N Street. I'm open Wednesday through Friday from 11 to 3 to the public to walk up and order food. If you want to order online in advance, you can. Also on Fridays, I have a $10 lunch special online ordering only for the month of May with free delivery. Respoke haulers will be delivering all of my goods in the downtown area. So I'll have that link set up on my website and on my social media pages. So if you haven't already followed me, Sweet Things by Marcy, on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X, and I believe I'm on TikTok as well. But you can follow me on any of those social media sites. I'm still working on. We were working out the kinks so that we can launch that last Friday. But by this Friday, we should have it set up so that you can order online and get your sandwich lunch with I think it's a sandwich, chips, drink, and a cookie.
Well, I heard from my producer over there that you be bringing stuff to the ticket. And
Yes.
Hey, I'm not down here during the week, so I'm gonna have to step up my game because I think y'all been eating a little too good down at the ticket, and I ain't been a part of that. So, what days do you come to the ticket?
I come every Wednesday I come bearing goodies every Wednesday. So usually I bring in sandwiches. So I have chicken salad, tuna salad, turkey and Swiss, ham and cheddar, beef and cheddar. They're on an all butter croissant. And then I also bring in, if I have any extra banana puddings for Rebecca, I usually bring those in.
See that, man? I'm gonna have a talk with DP there, man. DP been holding out on me. I was down there the other day, and he was telling me that people bring stuff down there, and I need to come. But man, I want to know what you know about Sweet Marcy's, man. Come on, man, tell me about what she do.
Yeah, it's delicious. We look forward to it every time we get it. Don't want to sell her soup short. I know it's winter's past, but we've had some really good soup in the past before. So it's always a pleasure to see Marcy stopping by.
Yeah, I know Terrell Farley probably be all over it.
Oh yeah.
But no, Marcy, actually, I am very, very, I'm very proud of you because you've had some adversity.
Yes.
And you still keep an upbeat attitude. And that's not easy to do. When people go through adversity, a lot of times it's real easy to kind of throw the towel in, but sounds like to me, that's not part of your deal,
No, it's not. I mean, every day is a good day when you can wake up and open your eyes.
Right.
So I have no I have no reason to, you know, gosh, how do I say this politely? Sit on my piss pot. I don't have time for that. I
Right.
have stuff to do. I have things to do. Right now I have my foot is killing me, but I still have to walk around on this.
Right.
And I still have cakes to bake. I still have desserts to make for, for the restaurants that I service. I mean, I service Canyon Joe's Barbecue and Lila Mae's Southern Kitchen. So I make all of their desserts. And I still have to do it on this bum foot, and I'm gonna get it done, even if I have to scoot around.
Gotcha. Well, see, I love that mindset because to me, I got a term that I use for people like you and me, and I got quite a few people like this. But our quit button's broke.
Yeah.
We don't know how to quit.
No,
we
no.
can't quit. Quit's not an option.
It's not an option, and that's one of the things that it would have been easy to quit had I had a backup plan or had I had a job. So
Yeah, you walked away from that.
I walked away from that. I jumped, and I'm all in.
But that takes a lot of courage too, man, because in this day and time, everybody's looking for security, and you walked away from that.
Yeah, it's easy to get comfortable with security, and I'm not comfortable. I'm not a comfortable person,
Right.
and I don't care about being comfortable. I can be comfortable when I'm dead.
Right. I got you. You know what? I think that's the right mindset because to me personally, I think the fact that you work for yourself is a big deal, because I always tell people, when you're self-employed, I really like my boss. He ain't gonna fire me neither. I mean, he works with me. He gives me all kind of breaks that I wouldn't normally get if I had a different boss. And for those of you who don't know, my boss's name is Ricky C. Simmons, and he's a cool guy. I love my boss, man. I can think about some times in the winter months, my boss, we'll walk upstairs and we'll look out the window and we see snow, and my boss said, "Yo, take the day off." I'd be like, "Man, you all right with me?" But no, what I'm saying is, I think.
Well, I'm a little bit tougher on my employees.
You say, in other words, you got to go get it and come back with it.
Yeah. I don't even take if it's below zero. I think I dressed in 3 layers, and the building that I'm in over. If those of you that are familiar with Lincoln, I'm in the old corn popper building, so I'm in the Shark Tank, as I like to call it, because when I go in there, I'm thinking about making money.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
How am I going to make money? How am I going to pay these bills? When I go in that building, some days it's hot, some days it's cold, and some days if I turn the heater on, it doesn't completely warm me up. And I'm borderline anemic, so I'm always wearing extra clothes, especially when it was below zero. And guess who was in there? I was in there because I had to bake cakes.
Yeah.
Because my customers still have to have cake at their restaurants and different places, and I still have orders to make.
But I think on a serious note, I mean, that's pretty cool that you are able to work with other businesses and provide a service.
Yes.
I think that's I'm proud to say that that's smart from your point of view and the other businesses that you supply, because that frees them up.
It does.
Yeah.
So what they could do, I don't knock anybody that does this, but some people go to Cisco, some people go to Restaurant Depot and get their desserts elsewhere, and it's cost effective. I'm providing the places that I have with authentic Southern desserts. So they're made by me, native of Alabama. Born, bred, and raised.
Yeah.
So I make those desserts in my kitchen on N Street, and I take them over to their restaurants, and people get to taste the flavor of authentic Southern desserts.
I might not should have met you, because that might not be good for me at all. Because I love me some desserts. So I'm gonna have to jump off that cliff. Good luck to Ricky, but I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm definitely coming. But no, I I'm very, very glad that you was willing to come and be on the show. I think that that what you do is needed, and the enthusiasm in which you do it with is very contagious. I think a lot of times you can have a great product, but you can be a not so nice person, and it can kill the business. But you seem to be a genuine person, along with a good product.
Thank you.
That to me is that's priceless, because I guess a lot of people are going through things, and sometimes they can't separate that from the business. And you seem to be, even with a bum foot, you seem to not slow down, and I admire that.
I learned this from my mom. And I know every Southern mother has always said this: if you can't say anything nice, if you can't be nice, don't say anything or don't show up.
Right.
Don't say anything at all if you can't be nice,
Yeah.
or you can't say anything nice.
I agree with that. And my mom used to say things like that to me all the time. Her first word was baby. Everybody's first name was baby.
Everybody's name is baby, sugar, honey, darling.
Yeah.
You get a pet name and you keep it, and they make you feel like you're the most special person in the world,
Right.
because my mom made sure all of her children thought that they were the best and the favorite.
Right. And that's, I can second that, because it was always, baby, just go in there and I'm going to fix you a plate, or baby, I go in there and I'm going to make sure you got this or you got that. Everybody's baby. And all my friends that would come over with me, baby, now y'all go in there and wash your hands and y'all come on back in here, So I get it. That's Southern upbringing.
That's a pure Southern hospitality.
Yeah. And until you experience it, you don't really understand it.
Right.
But we can talk about it because we both have experienced it.
Yes.
And I think that that all you guys should go out and check her out, man, because, man, Wade Bach is smiling when I told him you were going to be on the show. I think Bach was hoping that we got some treats.
I'm sorry. I should have brought some with me.
No, that's okay. No, but I told Bach, who was going to be our guest tonight, he was like, man, yeah, I know who that is. So
his eyes light up when I walk in the room, so that's nice.
In other words, you ain't got to worry about Bach. Bach going to take care of whatever he need to take care of. So you just bring what you going to bring, and Bach got you. But no, on a serious note, I really do appreciate what you do for the ticket, and I appreciate the fact that you do what you do, period. I mean, to me, that's very important. We're going to take one more break, then we're going to come back and wrap the show up. Don't y'all go nowhere. This is 93.7 The Ticket. It's to get you happy on hour.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
When you're outdoors beneath Nebraska skies, adventure comes in all sizes. From quick escapes and long weekends to true off-the-grid retreats. Paddle, hike, camp, explore. Whether you have a few hours or a few days, we'll guide you to a state park or recreation area that's a perfect fit. Start your next adventure today at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
It pays to participate in LES Peak Rewards. You can earn a $25 gift card when you enroll your qualified smart thermostat in the program. Help curb electric demand and sign up today at les.com/peak rewards.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, and we're back. Well, man, I'll be real honest with you. I'm very excited about tonight's show. I learned a lot. I'm still not going abroad yet, but but I do have a passport, so that's a start. You got to start somewhere. Again, man, Marcy, I can't thank you enough, and I want to make sure I get that in before we go on to the next question. But I think it's real important that that people show gratitude,
Yes.
especially when people go out of their way to help you and to do things that they don't have to do. I mean, you could have very easily said, no, I'm not interested. And I can't do nothing but respect that. So I love giving people credit and giving people, as they say, their flowers in person versus waiting till after the fact. And then now we're, just standing up here trying to tell you a story after you're no longer here and you can't hear it. So I just wanted to make sure you know that I didn't take it for granted that you was willing to come on the show. And I know for a fact that the ticket is very, very appreciative of what you do on Wednesday. So I'm going to have to make a special trip to make sure that the ticket don't leave me out when it comes to these treats that you be dropping off. So, but, I'm just sitting there listening, and thinking really about what you've shared with us. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. But you managed to be very productive throughout all the adversity. The domestic part, I know, couldn't have been easy.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
But, I wasn't just going to sit there and continue to take it. I mean, it's one of those things where I chose me.
Right.
I chose my kids.
Right. And I can respect that because, a lot of times when people go through tough times, they like to, especially when they get past it, they like to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
So I admire the courage that you just showed by being willing to be transparent about that. I always use myself, for example. I throw myself up under the bus so much I got tire tracks on my back. But that's okay. I'm good with that because I think it's just another way of helping people.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And I know that you go around and speak, you say yourself. So you are still active.
Yes.
Other than what you do in your business.
Yes.
I mean, kudos for that as well, because a lot of times, like I said, people aren't real quick to want to own that one because, it might not show you in that positive light that everybody wants to be seen in.
Yeah. Well, sometimes people don't realize what a person has been through, and it just doesn't take it doesn't take anything to be kind.
Right.
And it doesn't take much to find out about a person. I mean, I'm not going to hide behind I'm perfect. I'm not perfect.
Yeah, man, you got to get in line behind me. I'm so far from perfect. I can't. I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a perfect upbringing. I didn't have a perfect life, and I don't have, like people think I'm getting handed things. No, I don't get it handed anything. I'll have to work hard for everything I have. And I have had challenges getting to where I am, but I'm still going.
Yes.
By the grace of God, I'm still going. I'm still here as
well, you said you woke up.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, every day you wake up is a blessing.
Yes, it is.
And I second that because I look at it the same way. Well, Marcy, I have got to ask my final question. I ask everybody this question. With all the stuff you done been through and all the stuff that you're currently doing, when you get a little bit of downtime, how does Marcy get her happy on?
So for me, I try a new recipe. I cook something special for my family, and they are always excited when I just go back and just say, okay, well, look, I have a day off. I'm taking the day off. I'm going to cook you guys a special meal. We're going to have a family meal.
All right. Well, thanks again, Marcy, for being on the show. Thanks everybody for taking time out of their busy schedule to check out the show. I wrap the show up the same way every week. This week is not going to be any different. Every day you bless the same. It's just another day in paradise. And no matter what, you got to get your happy on. See y'all next Sunday night.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200